at how we mix this. And the best thing, or the best way for me to explain this, is to remember how you, and most people, I don't know if they do it anymore, but remember how you make gravy. And start with just a very, very small amount of water. And then I have a flat little knife here. But what I do is I start with slow amounts. And so I start with a little bit of water and I'm going to make a paste. And once I have my paste, then I'm going to start adding more and more water and slowly get it into the right amount. You keep kind of moving slow. The best way to do this is to go slow. And the nice thing about the powder component is that it doesn't stink. A lot of the people say that it does kind of smell a little bit. I guess that's one way to know that it's working. But this, the stuff that's mixed up fresh does not smell. And when all of these clumps are mixed out, when I get all these clumps flattened, that's when I'm going to slowly start to add the water. So I'm adding here, just so you know that when I add the water, and I got a spray hose here, it does bubble a little bit, but I can kind of feel this. I can feel that the clumps are gone. This is a good amount of liquid in here. And what I will do is, and I highly recommend that people buy a piece of cheesecloth, and it can be reused. Buy a piece of cheesecloth and place it over the top of their sprayer. So when you pour this in, if there are some little clumps of dry blood that you didn't get, that they fall into that cheesecloth, those can actually be saved, put back in your bucket, smashed out, and add a little more water to them. And then, you know, it kind of makes it go a little bit longer. And that way, when you use your sprayer, you won't clog your sprayer. So we've arrived at the house that we're going to begin spraying Plantskydd. And we've got our 5-gallon bucket. Everything's pre-mixed. I've got my commercial grade sprayer here. Like I said, there's a couple different options. You can go to, say, a Home Depot or Home Supply place and get a pump. We have a backpack sprayer because we do a lot of spraying. It already comes with a filter. So what I want to do is I'm going to take this big old heavy bucket of Plantskydd and pour it in and show everybody exactly what's going to sit on the top of the filter. And if you're using cheesecloth, this is what you're going to see. So we'll do a little bit of pouring here. You can kind of see some nice clumps going, but we did a really good job. We let it sit for a little bit, and then we stirred it up again and smashed some of those clumps out. But we're pouring it in. We've got about 1.5 acres to spray quite a few plants, a lot of trees and shrubs, an entire perimeter of a yard to spray. Sprayed. So we're just going to cover these plants, and like I said, we're thinking as a deer at this point. I'm trying to think of the height of the deer. I'm trying to think of what they're enticed to, what they like to eat. You'll know by what they're eating in the garden, what you need to spray first. And we're just going to go through and we're going to spray all the plants and get some nice coverage. Pretty easy. Let it dry. We're going to be good to go. It's not going to rain. It's going to dry in the plant, and you're going to have a couple months coverage.